The Astros and the Goblins to kick off Week 3. What a game we had today. The Astros were 0-2 going into this game. The Goblins are 1-1. So, the Astros start off with the ball without some key players such as Jared Zalberg. But right here, they get a first down catch there by Zach Kerrigan. That's a key player for them. But right here, Vowles is slinging. He's finding Max Holroyd sliding on the ground for a nice little grab. Max Holroyd back in the lineup after an injury last week. But here he is back, healthy, making a catch. And he scores a touchdown. And the Astros go up 6-0 on top of the Goblins. And he's celebrating on the Goblins defense. The Astros do not get the conversion. Goblins with a shot. One of their first plays of the game. Beautiful catch by who else? Don Bellini, who's been absolutely crushing it this year. He had 4 touchdowns against the Honey Badgers last week. 4 touchdowns. He's in the end zone again. Comeback player of the year candidate. Loki, if he keeps it up, could get an MVP out of it. They do miss the conversion, though, and Cole Vowles ends up getting tagged down. He doesn't think so, though. Thinks that if they only get one hand on him. So then, right here, Cole Vowles is looking. He finds Isaiah Chauvin, the first rounder, number 5 overall pick, with 5 touchdowns in the season in 2 games. He is killing it. Trying to get that Rookie of the Year. He possibly could. He's been unbelievable for the Astros this year. And then right here, Zach Kerrigan wide open for the 2-point conversion. The Astros go up by 8. They desperately need this game, and the way they're playing right now, up by 8 points. They could do it. Right here, Joe Smith trying to scramble around. Holroyd is there for the tag, and he almost gets him for a safety. Frustrated that it wasn't a safety, but it's 4th down anyways. Goblins got way too long to go. But it doesn't matter because you got Joe Smith there at quarterback. Smith is going to heave this one deep, and somehow it gets beyond the Astros defenders. And it's a touchdown, an unlucky touchdown there for the Astros. But look who it is again. It's Don Bellini with his 2nd touchdown of the game. He is now have 7 on the year. Don Bellini, who came back to the league in last year after being off for 2 years. Now he's just crushing it for the Goblins. Definitely a comeback player of the year type candidate. He will win an award this year, and it could be MVP the way he's playing. How about that? But how about Cole Vowles on the run here, crossing midfield, throwing a lateral, but he's tagged down, so the lateral didn't count. Here he's going to bring up a 4th down here for the Astros. Astros up by 2 as the clock is winding down. Vowles gets blitzed, and he makes a nice throw on the run to Chauvin, but it's incomplete. Holroyd wanting a flag on that. But there was no flag. So the Goblins get the ball back with like 30 seconds on the clock. The Astros need to get a stop here. Right there, Tartaglia with a nice catch. The former number 1 overall pick back in 2020. He's been on a couple teams in his SFL career. He's trying to find a home here with the Goblins. Right here, Joe Smith on the run. Smith with it, getting a block from Sweet. Smith gets tagged down. Here is the last play of the first half with 3 seconds left. Can the Goblins take the lead here with a touchdown? And as they get the ball back in the second half, no, they don't. They don't score here. So therefore, it's 14-12 to start off the second half of play. The Astros are taking down the Goblins right now in a close one. But don't ever count out Joe Smith, especially because he's getting the ball back. So let's see what the Goblins can do here. Here's a 2nd down play here for Joe Shiesty here. Joe Smith right here, slinging this one to Don Bellini. Who else? And Vowles is only able to get one hand on him. And Bellini is too fast. I honestly think he's one of the top 3 fastest players in the league. He scores his 3rd touchdown of the game. Unbelievable season he is having so far for the Goblins. back and better than ever for the Goblins, and he gets another he gets a conversion here, adding to the stats. 3 touchdowns and a conversion for Don Bellini. The Goblins are now up 20-14 for their first lead of the game. And then right here, Vowels is looking, but remember the name, Don Bellini right here with the interception. And the Goblins are back in business here with to start off the second half. Not a very good start to the second half for the Astros, but Joe Smith here is the first down play after the interception. He's going to heave this one to the end zone, and somehow he finds Zach Sweet in double coverage to make it 26-14. And then they go for 2 here. Joe Smith gonna sling it. He's been dealing. He deals one to Michael Tartaglia there for the 2-point conversion. The Goblins are now up 28-14. Man, it's crazy. But right here, the Astros are trying to get something going. Cole Vowels is going to take the snap here, and he finds... Actually, he doesn't find anybody. He finds a wide open running lane is what he finds. And he also finds Isaiah Chauvin with the ball on the ground. And Isaiah Chauvin slips, but he still manages to get up and still get a decent gain out of that. What a chaotic play for the Astros offense. But right here, desperately needing a score, Vowels slinging one to Holroyd with a nice one-handed sliding snag. He is hyped about that catch. So right here, after that catch, Vowels is looking, and he finds Zach Kerrigan. Nice route there on the curl. Gets it a touchdown. They go for the 1-point conversion. Vowels just takes this one right up the middle for the 1-pointer. It is 28-21 Goblins. The Astros desperately need a stop here on defense. But it's hard to get a stop when you got Joe Smith in at quarterback. And he is absolutely slinging the rock to Zach Sweet. His go-to guy just had a touchdown on that wacky play last drive. He gets a big first down catch here for the Goblins. And then right away, a similar play. Instead of a deep out route, we got a deep in route. Kinda. Like a 30-yard in to Don Bellini for the touchdown. Goodness, it's 34-21. Now right here, Joe Smith going for 2 for the Goblins again. The Astros and Goblins were going for 2 early on in the game, which was craziness. Some interesting stuff going on. Honestly, not many teams go for 2. But Zach Kerrigan comes up with the interception, his first interception of the season. The second team interception for the Astros on the season. But right here, Vowels in at quarterback. He's throwing one to Chauvin. Chauvin right now tosses it back to Vowels. And Vowels takes it all the way to the house. What a play there for the Astros. What a run there for the quarterback, Cole Vowels, to get his second touchdown of the season. Actually, I'm sorry. I think it's his first touchdown. It is his first touchdown of the season. But right here, it's 34-27. It's second down. Vowels gets a big sack on Joe Smith. Bring up a third down. And on that third down, they did not convert. So that brought up a fourth down here for the Goblins. And Joe Smith gets blitzed by Chauvin. And he throws this one incomplete. So the Astros get the ball back at midfield with a chance to possibly tie this game up. They're down by 7. Vowels takes the snap. Here is a second down. He slings one to Zach Kerrigan there. Zach Kerrigan with a nice catch and a nice run across the middle for the Astros. This has actually been a great game so far. Here was a fourth down play. The Astros desperately needing a touchdown, and that's when the first round pick comes in clutch. Touchdown Astros. Isaiah Chauvin, his second of the game and his sixth of the season. So now the Astros decide to go for 2 here, down by 1. And this play pays off as Chauvin gets the 2-point conversion. The Astros regain the lead after being down by 13 points. Actually, even 14 points earlier in the half. They were down 28-14. Now it's 35-34 Astros with time winding down in this game. And Don Bellini, watch out. He almost gets a safety there as he takes it out. But he's fast enough to get around Holroyd. So that gives the Goblins a chance with about a minute and a half left in this game. Joe Smith dealing absolute dime on third down to Michael Tartaglia. First down for the Goblins. 30 seconds about, 25 seconds in counting. And Joe Smith decides to do what he's been doing all season long. Running the ball. Running it beautifully. Touchdown Goblins. His fourth rushing touchdown. Or fourth touchdown in general on the season, I should say. It is 40-35. Goblins regain the lead back with 15 seconds. And Joe Smith slings this one to Zach Sweet to make the conversion. 41-35. And here it is with 15 seconds. Chauvin. What a move here by Isaiah Chauvin. But guess what? It didn't count. It was a big run, but he was called tag down. What do y'all think on this one? Do you think that was two hands or was that one hand? But otherwise, the Astros had to use a timeout, and they were down at their own 35-yard line. So it's going to be quite harder here with 9 seconds. Vowell is trying to sling one to Kerrigan, and it is incomplete. Now it's 5 seconds with the stop clock. With the clock stopped. So the Astros trying to get a quick play here, or do they got to go to the end zone? They do a quick play here. Vowell is pump faking. He finds Chauvin. They call a timeout with 1 second on the clock. 30 yards away from the goal line. Do they have a miracle in them, the Astros, to try and get them to a win on the season? Vowell's getting pressured. He throws it to the end zone, but it falls short, incomplete. And the Goblins hang on with a little bit of controversy here at the end of that game. Was Isaiah Chauvin tagged down? Let us know in the comments. But we were able to get an interview with Don Bellini with a 4-touchdown game again. The guy is just killing it.
All right, Tom. Good game today. Great game last week. How have you been just overall this year? I heard that you retired then unretired. Is that true?
Yeah, I took a little hiatus, 2 years. I gotta give it to Joey, my QB. We got the chemistry. You know, he gets me the ball, I catch it.
How many touchdowns do you have on this year so far?
I got 9 right now.
9. What is your personal goal? Obviously, besides winning the championship with the Goblins, but what is your personal statistic goal?
Everything. MVP, hopefully, comeback player of the year. We want it all.
DPOY.
Maybe.
Why, bro? You're leading the league in picks. How many picks did you have? Like
5.
5, I think, yeah. Insane year. All right, so next week you guys have the Solar Bears. Any game plans for that one? They're on a roll right now as well.
They're playing great, you know, 2-0, I think. Jay, the biggest guy to go after. So watch out for him. But, yeah, same thing as always. Deep offense. Hopefully we lock in that deep.
All right, sweet. Good talking to you.